Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into the essential roadmap for anyone who's ever dreamed of starting their own business. We're pulling these ideas from John North's fantastic book, The 5 Stages to Entrepreneurial Success, and we're going to map out a clear path that takes luck completely out of the equation.
So let's start with the big, nagging question, right? So many of us jump into business with these huge dreams of freedom and, making a ton of money. But somewhere along the line, that dream just gets twisted, and you end up feeling trapped by the very thing you created. How does that happen?
And wow, this quote from the book just lays it all out there. The dream is this amazing, expansive future, but the reality for so many people is actually less money and less freedom than a regular old 9-to-5 job. So what's the difference? What's that secret ingredient that separates the success stories from the struggles?
Well, the book argues it's not usually about having a bad idea. The real problem is relying on a really, really bad ingredient: pure, dumb luck. But you know what? True, sustainable success, it's not about winning the lottery. It's about following a deliberate, proven process.
And here it is. This is that process. It's a 5-stage roadmap that can guide you all the way from a simple idea to a business that actually serves you, not the other way around. Today, we're going to focus on the first 3 stages because honestly, if you don't nail these, the other 2 don't even matter. They are the absolute foundation.
Okay, let's dive right in. Stage 1, the founder. Now, here's the part that might surprise you. This first stage has absolutely nothing to do with your product, your service, or your marketing. It's all about building the foundation right between your ears. In fact, this is the most skipped step of them all. We get excited about an idea and just want to go, go, go. But if you get this stage wrong, your entire business is basically built on quicksand. And almost every time a business fails, you can trace the cracks right back to this weak start.
So the core idea here is a concept called playing above the line. And it's a conscious choice you have to make. When things get tough, and believe me there will, is your first instinct to take 100% responsibility for what happens next? Or do you start looking around for someone or something else to blame?
And this lays it out so clearly. You have 2 mindsets, and they lead to 2 totally different destinies. People playing below the line have a victim mindset. It's always someone else's fault. But the victors, the ones playing above the line, they take ownership. They're accountable. They create their own success. You really have to ask yourself, which one are you going to be?
So once that founder mindset is locked in, it's time to move on to stage 2, the explorer. This is where you start gathering the practical tools and resources you're going to need for the journey ahead.
And before you spend a single dollar on a website or a business card, you have to nail your USP. This is your answer to the most important question in business. Why should someone buy from you and not from all the other options out there? If you can't answer that in one clear, powerful sentence, well, you're just not ready yet.
And this is probably the most perfect example of a USP ever created. It's not some vague promise like, we have great service. No, it's specific, it's measurable, and it's a result that people desperately want. It takes all the risk off the customer and puts it right on the company. That's incredibly powerful.
Okay, the explorer stage is also where we gotta get brutally honest about the numbers. It's so easy for entrepreneurs to get obsessed with a big revenue goal, like hitting $1 million in sales. But remember this, revenue is vanity, profit is sanity.
Just look at this simple profit plan from the book. $1 million in sales? Yeah, that sounds amazing. But then reality hits. You subtract the cost of your product, all your expenses, your team's salaries, and suddenly that $1 million business leaves you with $100,000 in profit. Now that's still a great outcome, but it's a long, long way from $1 million. You have to plan for that number from day one.
A huge piece of being an explorer is choosing the right tools for the job. A traditional website is often like a brochure. It's got links and buttons and distractions everywhere. But a sales funnel, that's totally different. It's like a guided path with one single goal: to make a sale or get a new lead. It is laser-focused on getting results. All right, so you've got the mindset, you've gathered the resources. Now it's time for stage 3, the organizer. This is where you take all those individual pieces and build them into a real engine, a machine that can get you results without you having to constantly push it forward.
The entire goal here can be summed up in one powerful word: automation. The book makes it clear. This is the stage where you stop being the busiest employee at your own company. You start creating systems and processes that can run on their own. This is how you build a business that actually gives you freedom, not just a job that owns you.
So to build that engine, you're going to need a dashboard, right? That's exactly what KPIs are. They are the vital signs of your business. They tell you precisely what's working and what's broken, so you can make smart decisions based on real data, not just on a gut feeling.
And these are some of the most critical numbers you need to be watching. Things like your cost per lead. That tells you if your marketing is actually profitable. And your net profit margin. That reveals the true bottom-line health of your company. You can't argue with these numbers. They just tell you the truth.
So let's pull this all together. These first 3 stages are the absolute, non-negotiable foundation for building a business that's stable, profitable, and can one day grow beyond just you.
The sequence is everything. It all starts with the founder's mindset of total responsibility. Then you become an explorer and gather the right tools, like a killer USP and a real profit plan. And finally, you become the organizer, building automated systems that you measure with clear KPIs. Each stage builds right on top of the last. You can't skip a step.
So now the journey is yours. You have the roadmap. The only question left is, where are you on it right now? Take a second and really think about your own business or your idea. Are you a founder, an explorer, an organizer? Because knowing exactly where you are on the map is the critical first step to getting wherever you want to go.